we have that intuition, and then we have that other side of ourselves that wants the safety and the love and the connection in the moment. How can you help women understand what is their intuition and knowing that they are worthy of way more than they're currently getting, and determining those two voices of the intuition and what it wants right in the moment?
The true intuition, like your true source that's connected to spirit, anytime you think of thought, you will feel light and happy. It'll just feel joyous in your body. When you're thinking from a place of scarcity, because that's what it means to be like, oh, well, I want this love and connection now. And it's not true love, it's just connection, right? And it's a temporary kind of, it's like an addiction, right? Like you're addicted to heroin, we're addicted to toxic, healthy men. It's the same sort of setup because you haven't broken that pattern. So not being able to leave a situation like that, it's not easy. It's not one of those things where I can tell you like, oh, well, like just leave. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah. Just get out. So
right,
not
like,
that simple.
Right. No, I understand there's a process to it, and it can be painful, but I can tell you it's absolutely worth it. And the main process is doing a lot of work on yourself and sort of realizing what is it, how do I truly feel love? Like, what does it mean to feel loved and appreciated? And if you really start keeping track of the moments where you feel like you're just scraps or second best, that's when you start sort of keeping tabs of like, wait, like when do I feel like I'm number one?
Yeah.
Like if you're tired of feeling like scraps on the table, like you're not the main entree and you just get like random moments of his attention and you're like settling for that, like you have to get fed up with it. Like if you're okay with that, I can't help you. But if you're freaking tired of being just, an option every once in a while, then that's when, they need to talk to people like you so they can realize, wait, hold on a second. Like I am worth more. I do deserve more. But what I've found is we all come to some sort of a breaking point, and it'll usually be something that happens where he'll go on a vacation, with his family, and you're seeing photos of vacation, they went to Bora Bora or wherever, and now you're left alone for like 18 days and you have zero communication because, he chose not to have any calls on purpose, right? So now you're thinking, well, how can he love me? And, now I'm seeing all these pictures of him and his family, and there will come a point and you will feel it. It'll make your gut just honor that. Know that is not how you're supposed to feel. That is not what love is supposed to feel like. If you're feeling like you want to throw up on a pretty consistent basis, that is your intuition telling you something is wrong.
Something has got to change. Yes, absolutely. So for these women that are feeling that, what transformation do you take women in? So we are right now experiencing something that is really painful. And we know that this is not what soul love and connection is. Yes, you may feel fully in love with the person that you're with and want to be with him, but the tension that's between the yo-yo effect that's between the relationship right now is not what you want in an ideal relationship. So what kind of transformation do you take women on into finding their soulmate?
So that's a really fun question because
let's dive into it.
So the first thing we're going to do is some different modalities that I'm certified in. So I'm certified in hypnotherapy, in rapid hypnosis, and in superconscious recodes. So the first thing we have to do is find the source of where and when your brain, as a little baby girl from age 0 to 4, decided that pain equals love. Okay, because I can tell you right now,
so interesting.
There's that connection in your brain. There's no way in hell that you would be in this situation right now if you had not decided a long time ago that programming. Okay, So before the age of 4, you decided that pain and love were the same thing. And that's why you're continuing in this yo-yo effect, because it wouldn't happen otherwise. That's the programming, right? Love equals pain. So therefore, the more pain you feel, the more love there is, the more love there is, or more pain. So you're in this like oscillating,
massive loop.
Massive loop. And why get out of it? Because the more pain there is, there's more love.
There's more love, yes.
Yeah, of course. So it's like, why would you ever change? So once we find the source through some of the hypnotherapy sessions, and we sort of help you consciously understand where that came from and find the relationship blueprint, like from your family and your parents and your ancestors. So we'll actually do some healing work to help the women see the strength in the maternal ancestors and also in the father ancestor. So they'll see that there's a lot of healing a lot of things get passed down in the DNA in terms of like pain and trauma.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we do is we actually heal all of those generations, like 5 to 10 generations back. We'll do incredible. A lot of work. Yeah, it's fascinating. And we'll also do something called superconscious free codes. What that means is, I'll actually help you go in directly into your brain and rewire the parts of you where you're not even thinking about the past. The past doesn't matter. What's your future? What do you actually want? Because what I encounter is a lot of the women who are going through a similar situation is what we're describing here. And this was me. I didn't actually know what I wanted from a relationship, right? Like, what did that actually look like? So until you can define what you truly want, you're going to be getting some random shit. Because if you don't aim right on the dartboard and you just throw it somewhere and you're like, oh, I hit the wall, that's good. Like, no, there's no points if you hit the wall, right? Like, you have to aim at a specific destination point. So if we know where you are and we know where you're going, we can program your brain directly with the conscious mind for you to say, oh, this is what I want. And then you'll start shifting your energy, your vibration, your frequency, where you'll start sort of, the best way to put it is you'll start not giving a fuck.
Yes, in the best way possible.
In the way where you're creating boundaries with people who you couldn't create boundaries with before, right? Usually women in these situations, this was me, like, we're people pleasers, we want everyone to like us. So we don't know how to say no, right? Because if we did, then we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into the situation in the first place. So being able to step into that zone of like, no, I have a clear vision of who I am and where I want to go. And when you have that, then you know what you deserve, you know what you're worthy of. And you'll literally start completely shifting. Like, you'll lose a lot of friends.
Yes, you will.
Make space for a whole bunch of new ones because you're completely living in a whole new world, a whole new frequency. And a lot of people won't recognize you and they'll tell you, wow, you've changed, and you get to be proud and say, yes, I have.
Yes, absolutely. It's so true. And it can feel uncomfortable when you are setting these boundaries and these standards for how you show up in life, what you attract into your life. It can be uncomfortable letting what is no longer needed out the back door. It's so uncomfortable because you can feel like you are facing loss. And that you're losing something, but in actual fact, you're making so much space for everything that you can gain, and so it's super special.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. And a lot of that energetic work we use in the physical space as well. So I'll share this with your ladies, if anybody's listening to this. Like, one of the main things you can do right now is literally just go through your closet. Go through your closet, throw the things out that don't bring you any joy. And here's another trick. Okay, I want you to leave like a quarter of your closet space completely open, because that's the space for him.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. Thank you for these tips. This is so helpful, and I know a lot of the women will find this helpful. It's so refreshing to be able to speak to people that have gone through a similar situation, because you can speak to coaches and therapists and everything like that. Yet it's such a, as you said, when you first your first opinion on affairs before you even got into this was trash. Like, I wouldn't even entertain it. I would never go into that situation, yet you fell into it. And so I think that is often the belief with a lot of the women we're talking to here, is it's not even me, it's not even my identity. So to be able to open up to someone like yourself is so beautiful, especially with the path and career and background that you have in actually finding, once you've gone through setback, how to find what is right for you. That's beautiful.